Hi there, this is Gary MacDougall, and I'm going to talk today about how each and every one of us, if we get really, really real with our hearts and our souls, we can make major change in this world right now. It's really easy to think get overburdened with, California's running out of water. There's wars going on. Tough economic times. It's really easy to get it's useless. We can get down, we can get in survival mode, we can get in this place of fear that we can't make change, but we can make change. We can make change. And what I'm being guided is just to say a little prayer here, just to ask Spirit to kind of come in and help us and guide us. Help me with my words and help me speak to you if you're listening to this, and how I can make major change, how you can make major change, because it does start with one. It starts with one person being a leader. You don't have to think of yourself as a leader. It's just using your voice, using that voice of God, that voice of inspiration, that voice of love that is in our hearts. Sometimes that love gets stuffed down with fear, with survival mode, or with anger, or with sadness. But I'm going to talk today about how to get over all that stuff, how to heal all that stuff. It's a process. It's a part of life, but it's awesome. And you'll look back a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and you go, wow, I started this process. This is a part of my process. I'm healing this stuff. I'm getting over it. I'm free. So this is about being free. This is about making a better world. This is about making a better future. It's about making it better now. Now is the most important time. So there's a lot of work to be done because, water's in jeopardy, our air's in jeopardy, all this stuff. But it's just about getting real with it. Okay, we're getting real with it. I'm polluting the environment with my 6-cylinder vehicle. But I'm going to make a change. So it's having fun with the change. It's getting real with yourself. But know that you can make the change. And if you make the change and I make the change and millions of others make the change, this is a completely different world in the now, 1 year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. So I'm going to talk about that today. It's about getting real with what you really feel. So I'm calling on the Spirit of the Creator of this universe, the great mystery that is out there, but that is in here. The power of the sun and the power of the earth that circles that sun, and we hurtle through space. That same spiral is in us. It's that energy that goes up our nerves, up our spine. The Indians called it Kundalini. You don't have to be Indian to have Kundalini energy or spiritual force energy. It's that sexual energy inside. If you watch a lot of TV and you watch a lot of sex on TV or watch a lot of fear on TV, it keeps that energy down. If you overeat, play a lot of sports, keep yourself busy, it'll keep that energy down into the ego and the lower mind of greed, of destruction, of whatever. There are a lot of good people out there that are stuck in their lower mind. Everybody's a good person. But I call on the Spirit in you to rise, for that Spirit to rise into your heart, because when that Spirit rises into your heart, into love, you have that experience of God, that everything is love. I have a lot of friends on social media that smoke marijuana, and I haven't smoked marijuana in 17 years, but I'm not against it. I just don't do it. But there are a lot of people that smoke marijuana that's raising consciousness, and one of the most exciting things I have for now in the future is that so many people are, marijuana is becoming legal, and it's easier to get marijuana, and people are smoking it, and it's raising their consciousness. So do I want my kids to smoke marijuana? I'd say no. But if they do, and they become more loving, and they become more kind, man, I just ask them to use their best judgment. And people are smoking marijuana, they're becoming more aware, more awake, and they want to make change. So this is how we can make change. What really speaks to your soul? What speaks to my soul is the earth. It's the mother. And I recognize that if I see destruction on the earth, if I see oil polluting the earth or polluting people, I see fracking, getting into people's water table, and they can smell gasoline in their drinking water, that's disgusting to me, and it's sad. But I also recognize if I have a really strong reaction about something, that reaction to the macro, the earth, the mother, might be a reaction to my mother. If I saw my mother hurt as a child and I didn't heal that sadness, I didn't heal that hurt, I have to investigate all my reactions in this world. That way I know if I do take action, it's coming from the most loving place. It's not coming from an angry place or a destructive place. Because I know if I take those actions, I could be viewed as a terrorist by my government. So we have to be very careful with how we act. Maybe you want to say fuck it and be a terrorist. Pardon my language, but maybe you want to be a terrorist anyway. I don't. I want to make that really clear. When I take action, I want to come from the most loving place in my heart. You know? So if you're tired of being manipulated by TV, by wars, by fake wars, by false flag wars, if you're tired or you're sick of the fact that 9/11 was a false event, if it was a big cover-up, a $12 trillion cover-up for the government, and that so many innocent people lost their lives, if you're tired of people poisoning the planet with chemicals, you want to speak out about this, but you're afraid to speak out. You're afraid people are going to think you're a freak. You're afraid, you're afraid of death. I think something that came to mind in my meditation was coming to me is JFK, a week before he died, he made this video, and he was talking about the group of people that control government, that run the show. A lot of good people get into government and they want to make change, but then they realize that there's these people, big corporations, or the people that own the corporations, that really call the shots. And the people that speak out against them, sometimes they end up getting killed. So it brings up a lot of fear of death for people. So how do we get over the fear of death? Face your fear. Face it. You have a fear of death. And when you face your fear of death, and you realize that the spirit that wants to speak, the spirit that wants to speak through you, the spirit of truth, the spirit of love, the spirit of somebody who sees a mother getting hit and may not want to speak as a kid because it's afraid. When you heal that fear, when you heal that fear of death, when you heal that fear of, I'm not afraid anymore, I'm just going to speak lovingly. And trust that your spirit, either in this form, the human form, or in like the spiritual form, when you cross over, you're still going to be here, you're still going to be loving. So just heal that fear of death. And I'm not saying go out and pick a fight with everything you see wrong, but really feel passionate. What are you really passionate about making change? If 1 million people on this planet get really passionate, if we get really passionate about what we want to change, if each of us plays a small part, there's going to be major change. And here's another big thing that came in meditation, it's something that came to me, is so many people condemn people of large corporations. So many people condemn CEOs. If you think about how we're trained as kids, we go to school, the smart ones go into science, the smart ones go into technology, the smart ones do all these things. They get into these jobs, they get into these positions that pay really well. That's how we're trained. There's so many good people. Everybody's a good person. They just may not behave it, or they might just not realize that what they're doing is really, it's destroying the environment, or it's being disruptive or destructive to other cultures and other people. If we condemn these people, we're just going to create a fight. So I think it's time we really appeal to people's souls, reach out, like really appeal to like raising consciousness. Is like what you're doing, is it really, really, really good for the greater good? Yeah, man, this was all clear to me. It was also clear to me earlier, and now it's like it's got me all riled up, all stirred up. Yeah, so we can really make change. Another thing that I've done to really make change is I've really thought about where my dollars go. You see like the juicy raspberries that are in the store. What is behind that raspberry? Who picked that raspberry? What was done to create that raspberry? You see, look at pictures on the internet on raspberry fields or strawberry fields or any field of that where our food comes from that's been sprayed with chemicals. The chemicals, here's the thing about chemicals that I really don't like. Chemicals kill the earth. They kill the microbes, they kill the worms. And then, so for those plants, for strawberries, raspberries, all that stuff, to get healthy, they have to put chemical fertilizers, which further kills the soil. So then that plant becomes dependent on chemicals. The plant then isn't that healthy because it has NPK in it. Like it has a couple of nutrients in it, but it doesn't have all the nutrients. If we make soil healthy and we stop killing soil, a plant will get all of its nutrients. There's like 70 nutrients or more, micronutrients and macronutrients, to make that plant really healthy. What happens to human beings when we're really healthy? We get healthy. So it's so simple. So I'm really passionate about soil, making soil healthy, and supporting farmers, supporting people that have made the decision to be good people. My dollars support those people for the best of my ability. Am I perfect? No. No, I drive a 6-cylinder vehicle, but I'm really passionate about changing that. So something that really excited me is we also have an electric furnace, and that burns a lot of energy. That's not good for the environment. So that's something else I really want to change. So I'm not perfect now, but I'm working towards just getting honest and real with my soul and what I really feel. So bring on that Tesla battery and those solar panels that are going to capture free energy from the sun and store it in my battery and then heat my electrical vehicle. I mean, that's a goal. That's something that we'd really like to see. Am I going to chase after that goal? No, I'm just going to relax, heal, do all that emotional stuff. I'm going to let go of all those things. It's what I want, but I'm just going to let go and trust that it's on its way. I don't know how it's going to come, but I'm just going to express my soul, that power that's inside, and trust that financially everything's going to work out. We don't need to know how it's going to work out. If we write down this is something from Esther Hicks and Asking It Is Given. Write down on the right side what you really, really like. But make sure it comes from the higher mind. The lower mind is it's all about you. It might not serve the greater good. You know, you might want $1 billion, but does it really serve the greater good? Does it serve humanity? Is it going to serve the earth, or is it going to destroy the earth? It's like our choices, our goals, our dreams, desires. Make sure you raise that consciousness and get that energy up into the heart and love. Or not. Keep destroying the planet. I'm not going to approve of that behavior. I don't like that behavior. You know, I laugh about it, but yeah, I don't like it. But it just doesn't charge me or make me sad or make me angry like it used to, because I'm healing that stuff. So heal our stuff. Let that energy rise up. You know, write companies letters. I'm not going to support you, company, if you steal water from California, or if you're or if you're exempt from laws in California like Nestle. Somebody brought that up in one of my Facebook posts, that Nestle, stealing water. Sounds disgusting. It's very against the law. Yeah. So it's getting real. It's using our dollars to make change. It's using our words to make change. It's getting over the fear of death. And your family might think you're a weirdo. Hey family, I'm a weirdo. Yo, I'm crazy. They always knew that anyway. But I'm not afraid of what they think anymore. We don't need the approval of our fathers. We don't need the approval of God out there. You get approval from God in here when you let God or love or truth speak through you. You know, you help heal the whole entire planet when you let go of your hurt, your anger, your judgment, frustration, all that shit. Let's have fun with it. Let's laugh at the former Greenpeace, and this isn't in no way a judgment, but man, when that former Greenpeace founder said that he would drink Roundup and that it was safe, he was joking. But that shit's gross. Those chemicals will kill us. And they're slowly killing people, and they're killing the earth. People are getting cancer from that stuff. We don't need to farm with that stuff. There are different ways to farm. 50, 60, 70 years ago, there were no chemicals used on farmlands. And I'm supporting the people that are going back to help this earth, and supporting people raise their consciousness, to get into their soul, to get into their real feelings, so that they can put that love into expression. Can you imagine doing a job that you love, you wake up and you get excited to do? You're helping people, you're helping this planet, and you're making money doing it. We can all do that. So I think it's time we stop condemning people out there doing bad behaviors. We just condemn the behavior, but we appeal to the spirit of the people, all the people, because all things are sacred. We just don't all act sacred. It's time we start acting sacred. And not an act, but something real, that spirit of love rising up. This isn't a religious thing, it's not a teaching, it's just all inside of us. All of us have a heart, all of us have love. And we all have a reason. If it's a selfish reason while you're alive, let it be selfish. But do something conscious, spend time in nature, do your yoga, do your meditation, and let that energy come up. Because once that comes up into your heart and it opens and you feel that call of God and it feels like God's speaking to you, God is speaking to you. It's the love in our heart. And once that heart opens and you see that you start seeing the world through the eyes of love, everything is sacred. The earth is sacred. The people are sacred. The darkest of dark, the cabal, the Illuminati, the people that freaking took down 9/11, they're all sacred. They're just not acting that way. So we got to put a stop to bad behaviors. We got to stop being manipulated by our televisions. I don't watch much TV anymore. And recognize that you're being manipulated by your television. Recognize that the people that own the corporations own TVs too, and make sure that you hear what they want you to hear. And if you don't know what's true, your heart and your spirit knows what's true. So listen to your heart. Give time. Instead of listening to the TV and listen to the radio, go listen to trees. There's a spirit in all living things, and we start getting into the subtlety of our emotions and then go deeper in the subtlety into our spirits and that inner voice, then everything has a voice. Rocks have voices. Grass has a voice. You can hear it. If you trample on grass, it dies. Trample on a plant, it dies. But if you nurture it and you love it, it's time we nurture and love plants. It's time we nurture and love everything, all living things, if we're gonna survive as a planet. And it's not going to happen just by us wishful thinking. We have, wise man said this to me, and I want to finish it on this. An old native guy told me, think about something, think about it. I want a healthier earth. I want to live a lifestyle that benefits all living things. We talk about it. We talk about it on Facebook. We talk about it with our loved ones. We want to do things in a loving way that supports us and supports other people who are doing good. And we appeal to the people that are doing bad to do good by loving them, by encouraging them. When I was a drug addict, people weren't condemning me. I changed because I was inspired. So we think about it, we talk about it, pray about it. You may not believe in prayer. I might have just turned you off because I said prayer. But ask the spirits. Ask your soul. What's the highest expression of my soul? Ask God, what love would you like to express through me? We all have love, and we can all make powerful change through prayer, through talking to the Palladian spirits, through talking to the earth, through talking to the trees, the wind, listening. So pray about it, and then listen. Listen to what, for me, I feel it. Some people hear God, I feel God. And when I express love, it's like, I feel like that's the highest expression of myself. That's God working through me. So we think about it, we talk about it, we pray about it, and then when we hear it, we take action. Make that video. Quit your job and do something more loving. Do something that benefits all loving things. I quit my high-paying contracts with the government. I thought it was purposeful work, working with handicapped people, making the world a better place, being of service. But I felt a higher calling. It was time to grow more. It was time to change. I've been doing this for 20 years. There are no arrivals in life. There is no heaven out there. It's always here and now. And if we listen to the here and now, to that love and express it, we can have heaven on earth. But it's going to take work. It's going to take courage. It's going to take letting go of what we think, how things have to be, and getting in the moment and letting that love work through us. So we got to take action if we're going to experience heaven on earth. And I can experience heaven on earth. What good is that if billions of others are suffering? We each and every one of us has our work cut out for us, and we can have fun doing this. That's another post I was saying, have fun researching companies. I bought tomatoes the other day that were hothouse, and I was excited that those tomatoes came from these people that cared about bees. They didn't use pesticides or herbicides in their houses, and they're growing millions of tomatoes and creating lots of jobs. Now, those tomatoes aren't nearly as healthy as tomatoes grown outside. I'd rather support people from my local market. But I'm glad to know that they're not harming anyone or anything by growing those tomatoes that way. But we can do that. We can research those things with all the money we spend. Just be more mindful. Taking time to go inwards and reflect and feel. So we're going to think about it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to pray about it. And we're going to take action. I'm going to spend the rest of my life taking action. Not fearing death, but choosing life. I choose life in this plane, in this dimension, the third dimension. And when I cross over, I choose life. And until that time, I'm choosing life. If any fear comes up, I'm going to heal it. I'm going to choose life. I want to live in this life, and I want to make a difference. And I'm nobody special. I'm just a person, man. Just came from, a hard-working, blue-collar family. My dad and my mom, they did the best they could to raise me, and they did the best they could to provide for their family. And that's all I'm doing, and that's all you can do. And we can just do our best. Be the highest expression of love that is in us, and make as much change as we can. So that is it. So much love to you for following your heart, for having the courage, to make change in your life. Thank you for watching this. If you have any questions, I'm on Facebook. There's not a single stupid question. I don't judge. I'm here to love. If you have a question, you can private message me. You can post it on my wall, whatever. Yeah, I work with men to help them heal, help them grow, and to help love grow on this planet and find solutions. We're here to find solutions and make this world a better place. That's what I'm here for. And if you're watching this, that's what you're here for. Maybe. Maybe you're here for something else. I'd love to hear it. Anyway, peace to you, love to you, and yeah, that is it.